Shalom sahabat yang terkasih dalam nama Tuhan Yesus. Baik, kita akan menyaksikan sebuah video seorang pemberita kabar baik yang paling tidak disukai oleh saudara-saudara muslim yang di Timur Tengah, sahabat. Karena beliau ini paling banyak membuat orang masuk Kristen dalam pelayanannya, dalam pemberitaan kabar baik di media, sahabat. Banyak orang akhirnya murtad, keluar dari agama Islam dan percaya kepada Tuhan Yesus. Namun demikian pun bayar harganya luar biasa, sahabat, dalam pemberitaan kabar baik ini ya. Karena orang seperti ini biasanya dicari karena mengganggu agama kita saudara muslim. Sama juga dengan Bapak Botros yang paling dicari oleh Al-Qaeda dan kepalanya dihargai sekian miliar. Ya, Christian Prince juga ya. Termasuk pemberita kabar baik ini, Bapak Rashid, paling dicari juga. Karena banyak sekali orang murtad atau keluar dari agama Islam karena pemberitaan kabar baik yang dilakukannya. Dia banyak memberitakan kabar baik melalui media, sahabat, dan pembuatan film berbahasa Arab, karena dia juga mantan muslim dan berasal dari Arab ya, sahabat. Puji Tuhan, kita saksikan videonya. Shalom.
My name is Rashid. I'm Moroccan. I am a former Muslim. I used to be a Muslim in Morocco for 19 years. Then I converted in 1990. And I have lived in Morocco as a secret believer for Christ since 1990 until 2005. I did a lot of stuff with the Bible Society, translating the Bible, distributing the Bible inside the country, and I even started a project to translate the Quran to the Moroccan dialect. Now I work in media, and I do shows for Middle East and North Africa and try to explain to them what is the differences between Christianity and Islam. And so far we recorded more than 77 live episodes, 1 hour and a half each, and 55 episodes of another show taped, all comparing Christianity and Islam. I was raised in a Muslim family, very traditional, very conservative. My dad is an imam. He's still an imam in a mosque until today. And my grandpa also was an imam. My uncle was an imam. So all our family members are really devout Muslims. And I was raised at 6 years old. I memorized 1/6 of the Quran. I started going to the mosque at the age of 4, and I learned all the prayers at the age of 4. I did the washing and everything at the age of 4. And I was raised as any other Muslim. I respected Islam and I loved my dad, and I was going to be his successor. And but it didn't work out that way. God had a plan for me, and one day I was hearing about Jesus Christ in radio. Then I started correspondence courses for 4 years, and that led me to accept Christ in my life. Islam is the same as it was 1400 years ago and today as texts. We're talking about text. People talk about moderate Islam, talk about political Islam, talk about fanatic Islam, and different names of Islam. But when I was raised, I never heard these terms, and my dad never taught me there is different kinds of Islam. There is one Islam. There is differences, for example, between Sunnah and Shia, but those differences are not in the main core of Islam. So, for example, let's talk about jihad. Jihad exists in Shia and Sunni and everywhere. So there is no moderate Islam and a fanatic Islam. Islam is always the same and always will stay the same because texts are the same, they never changed. And in my country, I lived 32 years in my country. I never heard these terms. It just these terms are really wide in the West, but not in our countries. As Muslims, we used to look at the West as a representative of Christianity. For example, in Morocco, we look at France because we were occupied by French. So we look at Christianity represented in France, and so many Moroccans, so many other Muslims in other countries look at United States as a Christian country. So whatever they see on TV, whatever they hear about Americans, that's what is Christianity. When I was studying the gospel, I thought I'm going to find they drink wine, they commit adultery, they go with girls and a lot of stuff. The gospel encourages them to do that because that's what we see in movies and we think that's what is Christianity. And always my dad and other people around me, they always encourage us to think about the West as Christians, not as Westerns. As Muslims, we used to look at, and still a lot of Muslims in the Muslim world look at it this way. It's Islam against Christianity and Judaism. They don't look at it as it could be a country against country or politic against another politic. It's Christianity against Islam. They think we have a conspiracy theory. It's in our blood. We believe that the whole world is against Islam. They are trying to convert us. They are trying to use politics to defeat us because they are jealous of our Islamic great religion. So that's how we think about the West. We take it always religiously. It will never be politically or anything else. We look at it from a religion point of view. So whatever America is doing, for example, in Iraq, we look at it as a religious issue. What is doing in Afghanistan, because they hate Islam. That's why they are doing it. So this, our glass, is how we see the world. It's through religion. I think the American church should be more involved with the Muslim world. What I see, the American church is less closed about itself. It's not reaching to Muslims. Even in the United States, I have seen so many churches, they don't know anything about Muslims. They are not trying to reach them. They are not trying to build bridges between them and Muslims. And the same thing applies to the Muslim world. Middle East, North Africa, they have nothing shared with them. They don't want to help them get out of that. I see Muslims as victims. I look at my family, for example. I see my dad, he's not a terrorist, he's not a bad person, he's like everybody else, but he's a victim of his own religion. And people who explode themselves, they are not bad guys. They are just thinking they are pleasing God with what they are doing and what they are thinking. They want to please God. They want to do something right for the sake of their religion. So they are victims. We need to help victims to get out of Islam. And what I'm doing and what others are doing to help them, we are trying to provide them alternatives. Like Christianity, for example, it's a very good alternative for the Muslim world. And I believe personally we cannot counter Islam because Islam is a religion. We cannot counter a religion only by another religion and give them, compare to them, and let them choose. In the Muslim world, they don't have freedom of religion. They don't have even freedom of thinking. They cannot question Islam. They cannot dare even raise questions about Muhammad or the Quran. It's considered as apostasy. So we will encourage them to question, and the American church should be involved in that process, either by helping local believers, like in Morocco, in Egypt, in Jordan, in Saudi Arabia. We have secret local believers too, in Kuwait, in different countries. So we need to enable them, give them tools, give them whatever is available to help them reach to their own brothers and sisters in their countries. I believe we need to join forces and work together, because nobody has like a unique solution. Nobody has the resources to do it by himself. So that's why we need you to help us and be involved in a very active way to help us to reach to the Muslim world, because it's the task is very huge. The task is bigger than everybody. Nobody can do it by himself. So that's why I'm asking you to be involved in a very active way. Help us, enable us, and be a part of what's going on in the Muslim world today. In like 10 years ago, we didn't hear about many converts in the Muslim world. Today we hear about thousands and even millions in Egypt, for example. We hear about more than 2 million converts in Egypt. And that could not have been done if some people didn't join forces and resources to reach to the Muslims in Egypt, for example. So that's why we ask you to be a part of what's happening now in the Muslim world. I'm doing what I'm doing personally out of my heart, and I'm doing it. I always, when I sit in front of the camera, I imagine my dad. I'm talking to my dad and my mom, my brothers and sisters. And always when I pray for them and think about them and think about myself, if I didn't have this opportunity through radio to hear about Jesus Christ, would I be here today? Probably I'm one of those terrorists or who exploded themselves, because I like God and I want to please Him. So I always look at it this way. I pray always for my family, and I try to reach to my people, my own people, with my own heart. It's very hard when I think about them being victims of Islam. And I just want you to feel what I feel toward my people. I want to help them. So I want you to help us, help them get out of what they are suffering. They don't have any other options. They don't think they are wrong. So we need to show them that they are wrong in a respectful, loving way, and very bold way too. We don't change facts. We don't tell them lies. We say it boldly with love and respect.